Now at 6:30 on WKYT, disturbing details about an employee at a cable company who police say exposed himself to a customer's young child.
And find out how police say one crime led them to a drug bust at a Lexington home.
And we're looking for a bit of a wintry mix down toward the southern zones. We'll take a break in the next couple of days and then pick it back up for the weekend. Take another break. Holidays. Well, we got a lot to talk about coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Hello there, good morning. Live from Lexington on WKYT, I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. A little super there tracking snow ahead of Saturday's a big shopping day.
It is, and it sounds like that snow event is kind of tracking to the south, and that's sort of good news for us. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris for a quick update. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. We've talked about this the past couple of days where these aren't very big systems, are very weak, and this was supposed to be south of I-64, and there you go. In the far southern zones is where you can expect some of this. And I say some. This isn't much whatsoever, and it's not going to make major impacts there on the roadways. However, with anything falling out of the sky, and you see temperatures there in the mid to upper 20s, everything will stick. So just keep that in mind. Maybe some slick spots. Cumberland Parkway points down toward the south. Now, your 24-hour planner as we head toward the afternoon. Most of us stay dry today. It'll be cloudy, it'll be cold, much like what you have experienced the past couple of days. But your weekend, Saturday, another shot at some snow. Then we're looking toward the holidays with another system tracking in here, and we'll go over the latest potential coming up.
Thank you, and here's what's happening this morning.
New this morning, 3 people are in jail accused of putting a child in danger.
Lexington police say the group was growing marijuana at a house that was also the scene of a recent shooting. They've been piecing together some details, and WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is live this morning with the story. Whitney, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. This is the home where that marijuana grow was found, and it's also the same location where a man was shot just last week. Take a look at this video. This was the scene of that shooting. Police say the 2 men broke into this home on Manhattan Drive and shot the victim, Ben Sharp, in the leg. He was taken to the hospital, but then taken to jail for drug-related charges. This morning, we've learned that 3 more people have been arrested in connection to those drugs that were found inside of the home following that shooting. Jasmine Gregory, James Kendrick, and Donst Cook are all facing charges after police found 8 marijuana plants, a grow tent, and some other drug paraphernalia inside of the home here. There was also a toddler living here at the time. As a result, these 3 are charged with marijuana cultivation, wanton endangerment, and drug paraphernalia. They'll be arraigned on those charges this afternoon. Live in Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Whitney, thank you. And also new this morning, a Time Warner cable worker is in jail right now after police say he committed a sexual crime while in a customer's home. The victim is a 7-year-old girl. WKYT's Mark Barber is tracking that crime alert. He is live in Lexington with the details that we have. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. This is a case that could be very disturbing to the tens of thousands of Time Warner cable customers in the area. We have calls into the cable company to figure out where Bradley Brooks worked and which neighborhoods he was at. We're also trying to figure out how long he worked for the company and if any other complaints were ever lodged against him. We're also trying to figure out how the cable company screens the people who makes the house calls for them. Now, according to an arrest warrant, back on July 10th, Bradley Brooks exposed himself to a 7-year-old girl. We're told it happened after a mother asked her daughter to take a cable router to Brooks while he was working in their basement. The mother says when the girl came out of the basement, something had changed. She was acting very differently. According to an arrest warrant, during a forensic interview, the child said Brooks exposed himself to her and then touched himself inappropriately. When police interviewed the 32-year-old man, he claimed that wasn't the case. Instead, he told officers he had inappropriate pictures of himself on his phone. Brooks says he left it near the girl, and if she saw anything, it must have been the photos on his phone. Now, Brooks was arrested around 10:15 yesterday morning after he was involved in a car crash near Midland and East 2nd Street. Investigators say he was under the influence of drugs during the crash. He's charged with first-degree sexual abuse and operating a motor vehicle while under the influence. He's scheduled to appear in court later today for his arraignment. Of course, as soon as we hear back from the cable company about his employment history and as well as their screening and process for their house calls, we'll bring that to you here on WKYT News and on our website, WKYT.com. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Mark. A lot of cleanup is still needed this morning at a Central Kentucky gas station that was damaged in a crash. It happened at the Valero gas station on US 27 in Stanford. Police tell us a woman hit the gas pedal instead of the brake, so her car ended up crashing into the store. You can see these eyewitness photos we received. Police tell us no one was hurt in the crash. Happening today, a man accused of causing the death of his infant son will learn his sentence. Court workers tell us Kaz Hazuga admitted to second-degree manslaughter. He was charged with murder in the death of his one-month-old son last year. Lexington police say Hazuga slammed the baby's head against a counter. Prosecutors are recommending a 6-year prison sentence.
We're tracking a crime alert this morning after a robbery at a Lexington home. It happened last night on Burley Avenue off South Broadway. Police say 3 gunmen stole electronics from the people inside. The victims called police and then followed the suspects to the Lex apartments. Police say everyone involved knew each other, but they have not been able to make any arrests yet. With 2 weeks until a new year starts, Lexington police still have 7 unsolved homicides for 2014. Police say that number is higher than usual, but the total number of homicides this year, 17, is below the city's yearly average. Police say they are always one key witness away from resolving most every homicide.
In some of the recent cases that we've had this year, people are afraid to give us information, to come forward with leads, tips, anything that they may have in any knowledge of a case.
And Lexington police say beginning next year, they will put all of the city's unsolved homicide cases going all the way back to 1974 on their Facebook page and on their website.
Police are searching for a man suspected of robbing 2 banks in Lexington over the last month. Arrest warrants were issued for Cody Arnett. Take a good look at him. Police are looking for him and his red Toyota truck. Police say that he was driving that pickup Tuesday afternoon when he robbed the United Bank on Harrodsburg Road. He stopped to let out a passenger and then drove off. Police say Arnett also robbed the People's Exchange Bank on Clays Mill Road last month. We're also tracking the search for a bank robber in Laurel County. Police say a man robbed the Community Trust Bank on Highway 80 West in London yesterday. They say he walked in, showed a gun, and ordered everyone on the floor. The only description police have was that he wore black clothing and blue jeans.
WKYT Morning News Time is right now 6:38, and Kentucky's Education Commissioner is hoping the legislature will pass a law that allows the state to merge county school districts together, if that's what it takes for them to financially survive and effectively educate kids. Commissioner Terry Holliday pushed the merger of Monticello's independent system into Wayne County a few years ago, but he points out there is no law that allows troubled county systems to be combined to create a larger and more viable district.
How do you handle a school district in a county that basically goes bankrupt, and how do you merge it with a neighboring county?
So those are the questions he'd like the state legislature to look at. You can see all of Commissioner Holliday's comments in my wide-ranging interview this weekend. Kentucky Newsmakers runs in its entirety on Sunday morning. Organizers of a biblically themed park in northern Kentucky say a recent decision by the state to deny them tax incentives won't sink their plans. According to the Grant County News, leaders of Answers in Genesis say that crews have dug 3 large pits that will be the base of a large wooden ark. This comes after state tourism leaders denied state incentives for the Ark Encounter Park. Park leaders said they are considering challenging the state's decision in court.
A new 16-story mixed-use building has been proposed for Lexington. According to our news partners at the Herald Leader, the building would include space for 200 apartments, along with stores and restaurants on the ground level. This is a rendering of what it would look like. The development would be called Thistle Station. If approved, it would be built near the BCTC campus. Speaking of thistles, I think this is related to Christmas. I don't know. Well, Christmas is just a week away, and as you're buying any last-minute gifts, it may help to know some of the most commonly returned gifts.
Right. Clothing, the big deal. According to a study posted on PRinside.com, 74% of people say they will return some clothes after Christmas. At least they feel that'll be the case. Other often returned items include home decorations and beauty or fragrance products. Good ideas for presents that don't tend to get returned are electronics and jewelry. In fact, only about 2% of people will return jewelry.
Electronics and jewelry, which seem to be the more expensive of all those items, so
Yeah.
You know, depending on what you get.
And maybe very carefully selected, you know?
Yeah, I would think if you're spending that much money. Yeah.
Whereas with the clothing, you can go wrong with style and size
On
and lots of
so
things.
many levels you can
got
go
it.
wrong. Yes, let's check now to see traffic this morning. Although the ugly Christmas sweater has made its return, right?
You're right about that. 6:40 is the time. You're not speaking of Officer Don's sweater. It's not all that ugly. Good morning, Don. How are you?
It's not all that ugly,
Yeah.
really.
No. See,
been hanging out with
all
Deanne
that was
too
to get
long.
a cackle out of Deanne, and we did.
Yeah,
so we're
you've been
good.
hanging out with her way too long. She was having that discussion with me. Anyway, no wrecks in the city right now. Traffic looks okay on the Circle and the interstate. Of course, we have the construction zone that we're dealing with. Let's get a look outside, and we'll show you what's happening. That's a live look at Nicholasville and Virginia, one of the few places they're not doing construction right now. We're okay on the Circle, past Leestown. Watch Richmond Road inbound this morning at Man of War. They're working in that area. On our Waze map, it looks like you're going to be okay most places. Heading toward downtown on North Broadway, South Broadway. You'll see a little slowdown there approaching Angliana, and that's about it. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, and Officer Don and Deanne are on 98.1 The Bull. They're having a good time, picking on each other a little. That's their fun.
You know, we get in on it occasionally, right? But his sweater's not that ugly.
No.
That's
Ordinary,
for sure.
maybe. No. But it was Let's keep going.
Listen to this guy.
More news coming up on WKYT here on your Thursday morning. So good to have you along with us.
A not so Oscar-worthy performance lands 2 men in jail. We'll learn more about a shoplifting plot that didn't go quite as planned.
And we have a bit of a wintry mix down toward the south. It's not much, but nonetheless, it is there. We're going to be tracking the snow potential for Saturday and also for your holiday travel, or if you're just sticking around the house. I'll have your latest forecast coming up.